Beneath the sands of the Indus Valley lies a hidden world, a civilization so advanced and yet so mysterious that it continues to puzzle even the most brilliant minds today. Picture this: more than 4,000 years ago, a thriving society with cities so well planned they rival our modern urban centers. But here's the twist: despite their incredible achievements, we know so little about them. Who were these people? What secrets did they take to their graves? And why did their civilization vanish without a trace? This is the story of the Indus Valley Civilization, one of the oldest and most enigmatic societies in human history. Over the next few minutes, we're diving deep into 50 forgotten mysteries that still baffle historians and archaeologists. From their undeciphered script to their sudden disappearance, every clue raises more questions than answers. So, are you ready to uncover the secrets buried beneath the sands? Let's begin. Now, let us turn our attention to one of the most astonishing relics of the Indus Valley Civilization, the Great Bath of Mohenjo-Daro. Imagine a massive rectangular tank, meticulously crafted with bricks and sealed with a layer of bitumen to make it waterproof. This ancient marvel measures nearly 40 feet in length and 23 feet in width, with a depth of about 8 feet. The precision of its construction is nothing short of remarkable, especially when you consider it was built more than 4,000 years ago. But what was the purpose of this grand structure? Some experts believe it served as a public bathing area, possibly for ritual cleansing or religious ceremonies. Others suggest it may have been a gathering place for social or communal activities. What remains a mystery, however, is how the builders of the Indus Valley achieved such advanced engineering without the tools and technology we have today. The Great Bath stands as a testament to their ingenuity, yet its true significance in their society continues to elude us. As we marvel at this ancient wonder, it's impossible not to wonder what other secrets the Indus Valley people might have held. Moving from the architectural marvels of the Indus Valley, we now encounter one of its most enduring enigmas: the lost script. This ancient writing system, found on thousands of seals, pottery, and other artifacts, has baffled scholars for more than a century. The script consists of around 400 distinct symbols, often arranged in short sequences. Unlike other ancient scripts like Egyptian hieroglyphs or Mesopotamian cuneiform, which were eventually deciphered, the Indus Valley script remains a mystery. Linguists have attempted various approaches to decode it, from comparing it to known languages to using computer algorithms to analyze patterns. Yet no breakthrough has been achieved. One major challenge is the brevity of the inscriptions, with most containing only 5 to 20 symbols. Without a bilingual text or a clear connection to a known language, progress has been slow. Some researchers argue that the script might not represent a language at all, but could instead be a system of symbols used for administrative or religious purposes. Others believe it could be a precursor to later South Asian scripts. Despite decades of study, the true meaning of these symbols continues to elude us, making the lost script of the Indus Valley one of the greatest linguistic puzzles in history. As we ponder this mystery, we're left to wonder what stories, laws, or beliefs these ancient marks were meant to preserve. Shifting our focus from the enigmatic script, we now turn to one of the most perplexing mysteries of the Indus Valley Civilization: the sudden and unexplained disappearance of its people around 3,900 years ago. This once thriving society, known for its advanced urban planning and trade networks, seemingly vanished without a clear trace. Scholars have proposed numerous theories to explain this dramatic decline, but none have been conclusively proven. One leading hypothesis points to significant climate change, suggesting that shifting monsoon patterns or the drying up of major rivers, such as the Saraswati, disrupted agriculture and water supplies, making it impossible for cities to sustain their populations. Another theory posits that invasions by outside groups, possibly Indo-European tribes, led to the civilization's collapse, However, archaeological evidence of widespread conflict or destruction is scant, leaving this idea open to debate. Natural disasters such as earthquakes or floods have also been considered, as they could have caused catastrophic damage to infrastructure and livelihoods. Despite these compelling theories, the lack of definitive evidence has kept this mystery alive. Unlike other ancient civilizations, the Indus Valley left no grand tombs, palaces, or extensive records to provide clues about its downfall. This absence of information has only deepened the intrigue, leaving historians and archaeologists to piece together fragments of the past. As we explore the possible causes of this disappearance, we're reminded that the Indus Valley Civilization, despite its remarkable achievements, remains shrouded in uncertainty, challenging us to uncover the truth behind its enigmatic end. Moving forward in our exploration, let's delve into the remarkable urban planning of Harappa, one of the most striking features of the Indus Valley Civilization. This ancient city, along with Mohenjo-Daro, showcases a level of sophistication in its layout and infrastructure that rivals modern urban design, yet it was created over 4,000 years ago. Harappa's grid-like street system, with its meticulously planned roads intersecting at right angles, reveals an astonishing sense of order and foresight. These streets were not only designed for ease of movement but also to facilitate efficient drainage, a feature that sets Harappa apart from many other ancient cities. The drainage systems were elaborate, with covered channels running alongside the streets to manage wastewater and prevent flooding, a testament to the ingenuity of its builders. Another fascinating aspect of Harappa's urban planning is the use of standardized bricks. The bricks were uniform in size and shape, made from baked clay, which ensured consistency in construction and durability of the buildings. This standardization suggests a high degree of central planning and organization, raising questions about how such a complex system was managed in an era without modern technology or written records. The city also featured multi-story buildings, public wells, and even granaries, indicating a society that prioritized both functionality and communal living. Yet, the mystery lies in how this ancient civilization achieved such advanced urban development. Did they have a governing body or a council of engineers to oversee these projects? How did they acquire the knowledge and skills to execute such precise planning? While archaeologists have uncovered many clues, the full picture remains elusive. Harappa's urban planning continues to inspire awe and curiosity, reminding us that even in antiquity, human ingenuity knew no bounds. As we marvel at these ancient achievements, we're left to wonder what other secrets this civilization might have held. Shifting our focus to the bustling trade networks of the Indus Valley Civilization, we uncover yet another layer of their remarkable sophistication. This ancient society was not only self-sufficient but also deeply interconnected with distant regions, creating one of the earliest known long-distance trade systems in history. Evidence of their trade activities stretches far and wide, with artifacts from the Indus Valley discovered in Mesopotamia and other neighboring regions. Items like beads, pottery, and even seals have been found in these distant lands, suggesting a thriving exchange of goods and ideas. What's truly fascinating is that this trade occurred over vast distances, spanning hundreds of miles, without the aid of written records or modern transportation. The Indus people likely relied on established routes, perhaps following rivers or coastal paths, and exchanged goods through a system of barter. But how did they coordinate such complex trade networks? How did they ensure the quality and consistency of goods being traded without written agreements? These questions remain unanswered, adding to the mystery of their trade practices. The discovery of standardized weights and measures across Indus sites hints at a shared system of trade, possibly governed by mutual understanding rather than formal documents. Additionally, the presence of Indus seals in Mesopotamia suggests that these small, carved objects may have served as markers of authenticity or ownership, acting as a primitive form of identification in trade transactions. Yet, the absence of written contracts or ledgers leaves us to speculate about the mechanisms behind this intricate network. Were there merchants who specialized in long-distance trade? Did they rely on oral agreements or trusted intermediaries? The Indus Valley's trade networks stand as a testament to their ingenuity and adaptability, but the finer details of how they managed this system continue to elude us. As we piece together the fragments of their trade legacy, we're reminded of the enduring influence of these ancient pioneers in global commerce. Next, we'll explore another intriguing mystery of the Indus Valley, one that connects their beliefs to the natural world around them. Turning our attention to the spiritual and symbolic realm of the Indus Valley, we encounter one of its most iconic artifacts, the Pashupati Seal. This small, intricately carved soapstone seal, discovered at Mohenjo-Daro, has sparked endless debate and fascination among historians and archaeologists. At its center is a seated figure, often interpreted as a deity, surrounded by various animals including a tiger, an elephant, a rhinoceros, and a buffalo. The figure's posture, with legs crossed and arms resting on the knees, has led many to associate it with early forms of Hinduism, particularly the god Shiva, who is sometimes referred to as Pashupati or Lord of the Beasts. This connection suggests that the Indus Valley Civilization may have laid the groundwork for later religious traditions in South Asia. However, the interpretation of the seal is far from unanimous. Some scholars argue that the figure could represent a shaman or a spiritual leader engaged in rituals, emphasizing the seal's potential connection to shamanistic practices rather than organized religion. The animals surrounding the figure might symbolize different aspects of the natural world, highlighting a deep reverence for the environment. Others propose that the seal could be a representation of a proto-yogic figure, pointing to the possibility that yoga-like practices existed in this ancient society. Despite these compelling theories, the true meaning of the Pashupati seal remains shrouded in mystery. Its absence of accompanying inscriptions or context leaves room for speculation, making it one of the most enigmatic artifacts of the Indus Valley Civilization. What's clear, however, is its significance as a window into the spiritual and cultural life of this ancient people. Whether it represents a deity, a shaman, or something else entirely, the Pashupati seal continues to captivate and challenge our understanding of the Indus Valley's beliefs and practices. Next, we'll explore another fascinating aspect of this civilization, one that reveals their unique approach to architecture and governance. Shifting our focus to the architectural landscape of the Indus Valley, we uncover a striking anomaly that sets this civilization apart from its contemporaries: the absence of monumental structures. Unlike the towering pyramids of Egypt, the grand temples of Mesopotamia, or the massive ziggurats of ancient Sumer, the cities of the Indus Valley are notably devoid of such imposing edifices. This distinctive feature has long puzzled archaeologists and historians, inviting a range of theories to explain this architectural enigma. One prevailing idea suggests that the Indus Valley Civilization may have prioritized egalitarianism over glorifying individual rulers or deities. The lack of palaces, royal tombs, or grandiose temples could indicate a society that valued collective well-being and functionality over displays of power or wealth. Their cities, with their advanced urban planning, standardized brick sizes, and efficient drainage systems, reflect a focus on community living and practicality rather than monumental grandeur. Another theory points to their possible spiritual or cultural values. Perhaps instead of constructing massive temples, the Indus people expressed their religious beliefs through smaller, more personal artifacts like seals, figurines, and household rituals. This interpretation aligns with the idea that their spirituality was deeply integrated into daily life, rather than being confined to grandiose structures. Additionally, some scholars argue that the absence of monumental architecture might be linked to their resource management. Building massive structures would have required significant labor and materials, which the Indus people may have redirected towards sustaining their urban centers and trade networks. Their emphasis on water management, agriculture, and craftsmanship suggests a pragmatic approach to resource allocation, focusing on survival and prosperity rather than monumental legacy. Whatever the reason, the lack of such structures offers a fascinating glimpse into the values and priorities of the Indus Valley Civilization. It challenges our assumptions about what defines a great society and invites us to reconsider the ways in which ancient cultures expressed their identity and beliefs. As we continue to uncover the mysteries of this ancient civilization, we are reminded that greatness can manifest in many forms, not just in the scale of its monuments. Next, we'll delve into another intriguing aspect of their society, exploring the evidence that suggests a prominent role for women in their culture. Turning our attention to the social fabric of the Indus Valley, we uncover compelling evidence that women may have played a significant role in this ancient society. Artifacts such as terracotta figurines and intricately carved seals often depict female figures, suggesting they held a place of importance in their culture. These figurines, some adorned with elaborate jewelry and headdresses, could represent deities, priestesses, or even influential community members. The seals, which often feature women alongside symbols of fertility or nature, hint at their potential involvement in religious or ceremonial practices. This prominence raises intriguing questions about how gender roles were structured in the Indus Valley. Unlike some contemporary civilizations where male figures dominated art and leadership, the Indus people seem to have celebrated women in ways that challenge our assumptions about ancient societies. Some scholars propose that women may have held positions of authority, perhaps in trade, governance, or spiritual matters. Others suggest that their prominence in art reflects a society that valued balance and equality, where women and men contributed equally to the community's success. Yet the true extent of their roles remains shrouded in mystery. Were these depictions purely symbolic, or do they reflect the lived realities of women in the Indus Valley? The lack of written records leaves us with more questions than answers, but these artifacts offer a tantalizing glimpse into a society that may have been ahead of its time in recognizing the contributions of women. As we piece together the fragments of their world, we are reminded that history is often shaped not just by grand monuments, but by the everyday lives and roles of its people. Next, we'll explore another remarkable aspect of their ingenuity, delving into the sophisticated water management systems that sustained their cities. Now, let's shift our focus to one of the most remarkable achievements of the Indus Valley Civilization, their advanced water management systems. Amid the arid landscapes of the region, the Indus people demonstrated an extraordinary level of ingenuity in harnessing and managing water. Their cities, such as Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa, were equipped with intricate networks of wells, reservoirs, and drainage systems that were far ahead of their time. The wells, often lined with baked bricks to prevent contamination, provided a reliable source of clean water for households. Meanwhile, reservoirs strategically placed within the cities stored water for both daily use and emergencies, ensuring a steady supply even during dry seasons. But perhaps the most impressive feature was their drainage system. Each house was connected to a network of underground drains which carried wastewater away from residential areas and into larger sewage channels. These channels were meticulously designed with slopes to ensure smooth flow, preventing blockages and maintaining sanitation. The level of engineering precision is astounding, especially when you consider that this was achieved over 4,000 years ago. Yet, the mystery lies in how they managed to design and maintain such complex systems without the tools and technology we have today. Were they guided by ancient knowledge passed down through generations? Did they have specialized engineers or planners who oversaw these projects? And how did they ensure the long-term functionality of these systems, given the challenges of erosion and sedimentation? While we may never have all the answers, the water management systems of the Indus Valley stand as a testament to their innovation and foresight. These ancient engineers not only sustained their cities but also created a blueprint for urban planning that continues to inspire awe. Next, we'll uncover another layer of their legacy as we examine the artistic achievements that reveal the daily life and beliefs of this enigmatic civilization. Stepping into the realm of creativity, we now turn to the artistic legacy of the Indus Valley Civilization, a treasure trove of craftsmanship that offers us a glimpse into their daily lives and spiritual beliefs. Among their most celebrated artistic achievements were their intricately designed pottery, which showcased both utility and beauty. These vessels, often adorned with geometric patterns and animal motifs, were not just containers but expressions of a sophisticated aesthetic sensibility. The use of vibrant colors and precise symmetry in their designs suggests a deep appreciation for harmony and balance, principles that likely permeated other aspects of their culture. Equally fascinating is their jewelry, crafted with meticulous care from materials like gold, silver, and semi-precious stones. Beads made from carnelian and lapis lazuli, often strung into elaborate necklaces and bracelets, reveal a society that valued personal adornment and perhaps social status. The sourcing of these materials from distant regions also hints at their extensive trade networks and the cultural exchanges that enriched their artistic traditions. Perhaps the most intriguing of their artistic creations are the seals, small stone objects etched with intricate carvings of animals, deities, and symbolic motifs. These seals, believed to have been used for trade, administration, or religious purposes, are a window into their worldview. The recurring image of a horned figure, often surrounded by animals, has sparked debates about its connection to early forms of shamanism or even proto-Hindu deities. What makes these seals even more mysterious is the undeciphered script that accompanies many of the carvings, leaving us to wonder what messages or identities they were meant to convey. Through their art, the people of the Indus Valley communicated their values, beliefs, and daily experiences in ways that transcend the written word. Each piece, whether a simple clay pot or an ornate seal, tells a story of a civilization that thrived not just on survival but on the pursuit of beauty and meaning. Yet, the full extent of what their art reveals remains shrouded in mystery, inviting us to continue exploring and interpreting the silent but eloquent legacy they left behind. Next, we'll delve into their burial practices, where even the absence of grandeur speaks volumes about their beliefs and traditions. Moving into the realm of the afterlife, we uncover the burial practices of the Indus Valley Civilization, which stand in stark contrast to those of other ancient societies. Unlike the grand tombs of Egypt or the elaborate grave goods found in Mesopotamia, the burials of the Indus people were notably simple and unassuming. Most of the remains discovered were buried in pits or brick-lined graves, with little to no adornment or extravagant offerings. This absence of grandeur raises intriguing questions about their beliefs and attitudes toward death. What makes these burial practices particularly fascinating is what they reveal about the Indus people's worldview. The lack of elaborate tombs or lavish grave goods suggests a society that may have placed less emphasis on material wealth in the afterlife. Instead, their focus appears to have been on equality and humility, with most individuals buried in a similar manner regardless of their social status. This egalitarian approach hints at a culture that valued collective harmony over individual glorification, even in death. Equally revealing is the scarcity of evidence for elaborate funerary rituals. Unlike other ancient civilizations, where tombs were often filled with items like weapons, jewelry, or food offerings for the deceased's journey to the afterlife, the graves of the Indus Valley have yielded very few such items. This could indicate that their beliefs about the afterlife were more spiritual than material, or perhaps that they saw death as a natural transition rather than a grand passage. Yet, the mystery deepens with the occasional discovery of small personal items, such as pottery or beads, buried alongside the dead. While these objects are far from extravagant, they may have carried symbolic significance, representing a connection between the living and the deceased or serving as tokens of remembrance. These subtle offerings provide a glimpse into the intimate ways the Indus people honored their dead, even if their practices lacked the opulence seen elsewhere. Through these simple yet profound burial customs, the Indus Valley Civilization offers us a unique perspective on life, death, and what lies beyond. Their approach to the afterlife, characterized by modesty and equality, stands as a testament to their values and beliefs, inviting us to reflect on the ways they understood and embraced the mysteries of existence. Next, we'll explore how the legacy of this ancient civilization has influenced modern cultures, uncovering the threads that connect their world to ours. Turning our attention to the enduring echoes of the past, we now delve into the fascinating question of how the Indus Valley Civilization might have shaped the cultures that followed in South Asia. Among the most debated connections is the potential influence on the Vedic civilization, which emerged centuries later. Could the Indus people have left behind cultural, religious, or societal threads that were woven into the fabric of this new era? This mystery invites us to explore the subtle yet profound ways ancient traditions may have persisted. One of the key areas of speculation lies in the realm of religion. Some scholars suggest that certain elements of Indus Valley spirituality, such as the reverence for nature and the depiction of deities surrounded by animals, may have found their way into early Vedic practices. The famous Pashupati Seal, for instance, depicts a figure seated in a yogic pose surrounded by animals, a motif that some argue bears resemblance to later depictions of the Hindu god Shiva. Could this be evidence of a cultural bridge between these two civilizations? Beyond religion, the Indus Valley's advanced urban planning and water management systems may have also left a lasting impact. The grid layouts, drainage systems, and standardized building practices of cities like Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa reflect a level of sophistication that likely influenced subsequent urban development in the region. Even today, the principles of efficient city planning and water conservation can be seen as distant echoes of the Indus people's ingenuity. Yet, the mystery deepens when we consider how much of their legacy has truly survived. The undeciphered script of the Indus Valley remains one of the greatest barriers to understanding their influence fully. Without written records, we are left to piece together their impact through archaeological artifacts and cultural parallels, a process fraught with uncertainty. Did their traditions fade into obscurity, or were they quietly absorbed and transformed by later civilizations? Adding to the enigma is the question of language. Some linguists have proposed that the Indus people may have spoken an early form of Dravidian, a language family still prevalent in parts of South India. If true, this could suggest a cultural continuity that has persisted for millennia, connecting the ancient Indus Valley to modern communities in ways we are only beginning to understand. Through these threads of influence, the Indus Valley Civilization invites us to ponder the enduring power of cultural heritage. Their legacy, whether in religion, urban planning, or language, offers a tantalizing glimpse into how the past continues to shape the present. As we unravel these connections, we are reminded that the mysteries of history are not just about what has been lost, but also about what has been preserved, transformed, and passed down through the ages. Next, we'll explore the advanced agricultural techniques that sustained this ancient society, shedding light on how they thrived in a challenging environment. Now, let's shift our focus to the remarkable agricultural prowess of the Indus Valley Civilization, a key factor in their ability to thrive for centuries. In a landscape marked by unpredictable monsoons and arid conditions, the Indus people developed advanced farming techniques that not only sustained their large population but also supported their complex urban centers. Their mastery of agriculture remains one of the most intriguing aspects of their civilization, raising questions about how they achieved such efficiency in a challenging environment. Central to their success was their innovative use of irrigation. The Indus Valley people constructed an extensive network of canals and wells to channel water from the Indus River and its tributaries to their fields. This allowed them to cultivate crops year-round, even during dry seasons, ensuring a stable food supply. The precision of these irrigation systems reflects a deep understanding of hydrology and engineering, hinting at a level of knowledge that was far ahead of its time. Another key practice was crop rotation, a technique that helped maintain soil fertility and prevent depletion. By alternating crops like wheat, barley, and lentils, they ensured that the land remained productive over generations. This method, still used in modern agriculture, highlights their foresight and ability to work in harmony with nature. The mystery lies in how they developed and refined these practices without the aid of written records, relying instead on oral traditions and accumulated wisdom. Equally fascinating is their ability to sustain such a large population. Estimates suggest that the Indus Valley Civilization may have been home to over 5 million people at its peak, a staggering number for an ancient society. How did they manage to feed so many in an environment that was often harsh and unpredictable? Some theories propose that they practiced mixed farming, combining agriculture with animal husbandry to maximize resources. Others suggest that they had a sophisticated system of food storage and distribution, ensuring that surplus crops could be shared across their vast trade networks. Yet the true extent of their agricultural knowledge remains shrouded in mystery. While we can piece together their methods through archaeological evidence, much about their techniques and innovations has been lost to time. Did they rely on natural indicators like the stars or seasonal changes to guide their farming practices? Were there specific rituals or beliefs tied to agriculture that we have yet to uncover? These questions remind us of the complexity and ingenuity of the Indus people, whose farming legacy continues to inspire curiosity. As we explore their agricultural achievements, we gain a deeper appreciation for how the Indus Valley Civilization not only survived but flourished in a challenging environment. Their ability to harness the land and its resources speaks to a profound connection with nature, one that allowed them to build one of the most advanced societies of their time. Next, we'll delve into the religious practices of the Indus people, uncovering the spiritual beliefs that shaped their world. Turning our attention to the spiritual world of the Indus Valley Civilization, we uncover a realm of beliefs and practices that shaped their daily lives and cultural identity. The religious practices of the Indus people are as enigmatic as they are fascinating, offering glimpses into a society deeply connected to the divine. Through artifacts like figurines, seals, and the remnants of potential temple sites, archaeologists have pieced together a picture of a civilization rich in spiritual symbolism and ritual. One of the most intriguing pieces of evidence comes from the numerous figurines found at Indus sites. These small, meticulously crafted statues often depict women, sometimes referred to as mother goddess figures, adorned with elaborate jewelry and headdresses. While their exact meaning remains a subject of debate, many scholars believe these figurines represent deities or symbols of fertility and protection. Could these figures have been used in household rituals or public ceremonies? The answers remain elusive, adding to the mystery of their spiritual world. Equally compelling are the seals discovered across Indus Valley sites, many of which feature intricate carvings of animals, humans, and symbolic motifs. Among the most famous is the Pashupati Seal, which depicts a figure seated in a yogic posture, surrounded by animals. This seal has sparked countless interpretations, with some suggesting it represents an early form of a proto-Shiva figure associated with meditation and animal mastery. Others argue it could symbolize a shamanistic practice or a nature deity. The lack of a deciphered script means we can only speculate about the true meaning behind these powerful symbols. Potential temple sites have also been identified, though their interpretation is far from straightforward. Unlike other ancient civilizations, the Indus Valley lacks grand, monumental temples. Instead, archaeologists have uncovered structures that may have served as places of worship, including large halls and courtyards. Some theorize that their religious practices were more decentralized, with rituals taking place in homes, communal spaces, or even natural settings like rivers and trees. This decentralized approach raises questions about how their spiritual beliefs were organized and shared. Another layer of mystery lies in the absence of clear iconography or written records detailing their religious practices. Without texts or inscriptions, we are left to interpret their beliefs through the physical traces they left behind. Were their rituals focused on honoring ancestors, appeasing nature spirits, or invoking divine protection? The answers remain hidden, inviting us to continue exploring the spiritual legacy of this ancient civilization. As we delve deeper into the religious practices of the Indus Valley, we are reminded of the profound connection between their beliefs and their way of life. Their spiritual world was likely woven into every aspect of their society, from agriculture to trade, shaping their values and guiding their actions. Next, we'll explore their use of metals, uncovering the technological innovations that set them apart from their contemporaries. Shifting our focus to the material world of the Indus Valley, we uncover another layer of their ingenuity, their mastery of metals. The Indus people displayed remarkable skill in working with copper, bronze, and other metals, creating tools, weapons, and ornaments that reveal a sophisticated understanding of metallurgy. This expertise not only highlights their technological advancements, but also raises intriguing questions about how they sourced and processed these materials in an era without modern machinery. Copper was one of the most widely used metals in the Indus Valley, fashioned into a variety of tools such as chisels, knives, and fishhooks. These objects were essential for daily tasks, from agriculture to craftwork, demonstrating the practicality of their innovations. Alongside copper, bronze, a mixture of copper and tin, played a crucial role in their society. Bronze tools and weapons, including axes, spearheads, and arrowheads, were not only durable but also gave the Indus people a significant edge in both labor and defense. The creation of bronze required precise knowledge of alloying, a skill that underscores their metallurgical sophistication. One of the enduring mysteries lies in how the Indus people sourced their metals. While copper deposits have been identified in nearby regions like Rajasthan, the origins of tin, a key component of bronze, remain unclear. Did they trade for it with distant civilizations, or did they discover local sources that have since been lost to time? The absence of definitive evidence leaves this question unanswered, adding to the intrigue of their metallurgical achievements. Equally fascinating is the craftsmanship evident in their ornamental use of metals. Archaeologists have uncovered finely crafted jewelry, such as bangles, beads, and earrings, made from copper, bronze, and even semi-precious stones. These items were not merely decorative but likely held cultural or symbolic significance, perhaps denoting status or religious affiliation. The precision and artistry involved in creating these ornaments speak to a society that valued both beauty and technical skill. The Indus Valley's use of metals also offers clues about their trade networks and economic organization. The production and distribution of metal tools and ornaments would have required a coordinated effort involving miners, smelters, and artisans. This suggests a level of social organization and specialization that was rare for its time, further highlighting the complexity of their civilization. As we examine the Indus Valley's metallurgical accomplishments, we are left to wonder how they developed such advanced techniques in an era when much of the world was still in its technological infancy. Their ability to harness and manipulate metals not only shaped their daily lives but also set them apart as pioneers of their age. Next, we'll delve into the intricate world of their seals and symbols, exploring the meanings behind these enigmatic artifacts. Turning our attention to the intricate world of the Indus Valley seals, we encounter one of the most captivating aspects of their civilization. Thousands of these small, square or rectangular seals, often made of steatite, have been discovered across various sites, each etched with an array of animals, symbols, and what appear to be script-like markings. These seals are more than just artifacts. They are windows into the beliefs, practices, and possibly even the administration of this ancient society. The most common motifs found on these seals are animals, including bulls, elephants, tigers, and unicorn-like creatures. These depictions are remarkably detailed, suggesting that animals held a significant place in the culture of the Indus people. Some experts believe these animals could have been symbols of power or status, while others theorize they may have had religious or ritualistic significance, perhaps representing deities or totems. The prominence of certain animals, like the so-called unicorn, which appears on numerous seals, raises questions about its cultural or symbolic importance, questions that remain unanswered to this day. Alongside animal motifs, the seals often feature a series of symbols or characters, adding another layer of mystery. These symbols are part of the undeciphered Indus script, one of the greatest linguistic puzzles in history. While researchers have proposed various theories about the script's purpose, ranging from trade records to religious inscriptions, its meaning continues to elude us. The combination of animal imagery and script-like symbols has led to speculation that these seals may have served multiple functions, perhaps acting as identifiers, amulets, or even tools for trade and commerce. The practical use of these seals is another area of intrigue. Many of them bear a small perforation on the back, suggesting they were worn or carried by individuals. Some scholars propose that they were used as personal stamps, pressed into clay or wax to mark ownership or authenticate goods. This theory aligns with evidence of widespread trade networks, as such seals could have been used to facilitate transactions across regions. However, the lack of a deciphered script makes it difficult to confirm this hypothesis, leaving their true purpose shrouded in mystery. Equally fascinating is the possibility that these seals had a ceremonial or religious function. Some seals depict human-like figures in what appear to be ritualistic poses, such as the famous yogi seal, which shows a figure seated in a meditative posture surrounded by animals. This has led to speculation that the seals may have been used in religious practices or to signify spiritual authority. The blending of artistic craftsmanship with symbolic complexity suggests that these artifacts were deeply meaningful to the people who created and used them. As we explore the Indus Valley seals and symbols, we are reminded of the richness of their cultural and intellectual life. These small yet intricate artifacts offer tantalizing clues about a society that valued artistry, organization, and perhaps even spirituality. Yet the questions they raise about their purpose, their meaning, and their role in daily life continue to challenge our understanding of this ancient civilization. Next, we'll uncover their mathematical knowledge, revealing yet another layer of their remarkable achievements. Shifting our focus to another remarkable aspect of the Indus Valley Civilization, we now delve into their mathematical knowledge. This ancient society's understanding of mathematics wasn't just rudimentary, it was surprisingly advanced. Evidence of their mathematical prowess comes in the form of standardized weights and measures, which reveal a high degree of precision and uniformity. These standardized systems suggest that the Indus people had a sophisticated grasp of measurement, enabling them to organize their trade, construction, and daily activities with remarkable efficiency. The weights discovered at Indus sites are particularly fascinating. Made from materials like chert or limestone, they follow a consistent system based on a specific ratio. Smaller weights were precise fractions of larger ones, indicating a clear understanding of proportional relationships. This uniformity wasn't accidental, it was the result of careful planning and mathematical calculation. Such precision would have been essential for trade, ensuring fairness and consistency in transactions across a vast network that extended to Mesopotamia and beyond. Similarly, their measures for length and volume demonstrate a practical application of mathematical knowledge. Excavations have uncovered rulers made of ivory and shell marked with precise units. These tools would have been indispensable for construction, particularly in the creation of their meticulously planned cities with grid layouts and standardized brick sizes. The ability to measure accurately allowed them to build structures that were not only functional but also enduring, some of which still stand as testaments to their ingenuity. But how did this mathematical knowledge translate into their daily lives? One theory suggests that it was closely tied to their trade and economy. Standardized weights and measures would have facilitated the exchange of goods from pottery to metals across vast distances. This system also hints at a level of administrative organization, as maintaining such uniformity would have required oversight and regulation. Another possibility is that their mathematical concepts were integrated into their religious or ritual practices, though this remains speculative due to the lack of deciphered records. The mystery lies in how they developed and applied this knowledge without leaving behind extensive written records. Unlike other ancient civilizations which documented their mathematical discoveries in texts, the Indus people's understanding of numbers and measurements seems to have been passed down through practice and tradition. This makes their achievements even more remarkable, as they managed to create a system that was both practical and precise without relying on written guides. As we reflect on the Indus Valley's mathematical knowledge, we're reminded of their intellectual sophistication. Their ability to measure, calculate, and standardize reflects a society that valued order and precision, qualities that were integral to their survival and success. Next, we'll explore the gradual decline in their population, uncovering another layer of this civilization's enigmatic history. Moving forward in our exploration, we now turn our attention to a puzzling aspect of the Indus Valley Civilization, the gradual decline in their population. This decline, which preceded the civilization's eventual collapse, remains one of the most debated mysteries in ancient history. Unlike sudden disasters, the evidence suggests a slower, more prolonged process, raising questions about what factors contributed to this decline and why such a thriving society began to dwindle. Archaeological findings reveal a noticeable reduction in the size and density of settlements over time. Cities that once bustled with activity showed signs of abandonment or reduced occupation. This wasn't an overnight event but a gradual contraction, hinting at underlying challenges that the Indus people faced over generations. But what exactly caused this decline? Several theories have emerged, each offering a different perspective on this ancient enigma. One prominent theory points to environmental changes. The Indus Valley Civilization flourished in a region supported by rivers, particularly the Indus and the now vanished Saraswati. Shifts in river courses, prolonged droughts, or other climatic changes could have disrupted their agricultural systems, leading to food shortages and famine. Without a reliable water supply, sustaining a large population would have been increasingly difficult, forcing people to migrate or abandon their cities. Another possibility is the outbreak of disease. Dense urban populations, while a hallmark of the Indus Valley, could have made them vulnerable to epidemics. If diseases spread unchecked, they could have decimated communities, leaving behind a reduced population. However, without written records or direct evidence of health crises, this theory remains speculative. Social and political upheaval has also been proposed as a contributing factor. Some researchers suggest that internal conflicts, changes in leadership, or the breakdown of their administrative systems may have destabilized their society. The lack of monumental architecture or clear evidence of centralized authority raises questions about how their society was organized and whether it could withstand prolonged challenges. Trade disruptions could have played a role as well. The Indus Valley's economy relied heavily on long-distance trade networks, particularly with Mesopotamia. If these networks collapsed due to external factors such as conflicts or shifts in trade routes, it could have had a ripple effect on their economy and ultimately their population. What makes this mystery particularly intriguing is the absence of a single, definitive explanation. Unlike other ancient civilizations, where clear historical records or archaeological evidence point to a specific cause of decline, the Indus Valley story remains fragmented. Their gradual population decline seems to be the result of multiple, interconnected factors, environmental, social, and economic, that slowly eroded their once thriving society. As we piece together the evidence, we're left with a complex picture of a civilization that faced mounting challenges over time. Their resilience in the face of these difficulties is a testament to their adaptability, but even they couldn't overcome the cumulative pressures that ultimately led to their decline. Next, we'll explore the connection between the Indus Valley Civilization and the Saraswati River, uncovering another layer of their fascinating yet elusive history. Shifting our focus, let's delve into the profound connection between the Indus Valley Civilization and the Saraswati River, a waterway that played a crucial role in their history but has long since vanished. This ancient river, often referred to in early Hindu texts, is believed to have been a lifeline for the Indus people, shaping their society in ways that continue to intrigue researchers today. Theories suggest that the Saraswati River was once a mighty and reliable source of water, supporting agriculture, trade, and daily life across the region. Its fertile banks would have provided the perfect conditions for farming, enabling the Indus Valley Civilization to flourish and sustain its large population. However, over time, the river's course shifted, and it eventually dried up, leaving behind only traces of its former glory. One of the most compelling pieces of evidence for the Saraswati's existence comes from satellite imagery and geological studies, which reveal a network of ancient riverbeds that align with descriptions found in early texts. These findings suggest that the river was a dominant feature of the landscape during the height of the Indus Valley Civilization, but its disappearance remains a mystery. Was it due to natural changes in the climate, tectonic activity, or a combination of factors? The answer is still unclear. The drying up of the Saraswati River would have had profound consequences for the Indus people. Without this vital water source, their agricultural productivity would have declined, leading to food shortages and economic strain. This could have forced communities to migrate, abandon their cities, or find alternative ways to survive. The decline of the Saraswati may have also disrupted trade routes and social structures, contributing to the gradual decline of their civilization. Interestingly, the Saraswati River is not just a physical mystery but also a cultural one. Its frequent mention in ancient texts such as the Rig Veda suggests it held significant religious and symbolic importance for the Indus people. The river's disappearance may have left a lasting impact on their beliefs and practices, influencing later cultures in the region. As we explore this connection, we're reminded of how deeply intertwined human societies are with their natural environment. The story of the Saraswati River offers a glimpse into how a single geographical feature can shape the destiny of an entire civilization. Next, we'll examine the Indus Valley Civilization's role in early urbanization, uncovering how they managed to create some of the world's first organized cities without a centralized authority. Turning our attention to another remarkable aspect of the Indus Valley Civilization, we encounter their groundbreaking role in early urbanization. This ancient society is credited with creating some of the world's first large, organized cities, a feat that continues to baffle historians and archaeologists alike. What makes this achievement even more intriguing is the apparent lack of a centralized authority, raising questions about how such complex urban centers were planned and maintained. Cities like Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa are prime examples of their advanced urban planning. These settlements featured grid-like street layouts, sophisticated drainage systems, and standardized brick sizes, all of which suggest a high level of organization and foresight. The uniformity in construction and infrastructure across these cities is particularly striking, as it indicates a shared understanding of urban design among communities spread over vast distances. Yet, the absence of grand palaces, temples, or obvious symbols of a ruling elite has led to much speculation about how these cities were governed. Some researchers propose that the Indus Valley Civilization may have been a highly egalitarian society, where decisions were made collectively rather than by a single ruler or central administration. This theory challenges traditional notions of how ancient civilizations functioned, suggesting a more communal approach to governance. Another possibility is that authority was decentralized, with local leaders or councils overseeing specific regions or neighborhoods. This would explain the consistency in urban planning while allowing for some variation in local customs and practices. However, without written records or clear evidence of a governing structure, the true nature of their political organization remains a mystery. The Indus Valley's urban centers were not just architectural marvels, but also hubs of economic and social activity. These cities facilitated trade, craft production, and cultural exchange, contributing to the civilization's prosperity. The scale and complexity of these urban networks highlight their remarkable ability to coordinate resources and labor on a massive scale, all without the centralized authority seen in other ancient societies. As we reflect on their achievements, it's clear that the Indus Valley Civilization offers a unique perspective on early urbanization. Their ability to build and sustain such advanced cities challenges our understanding of how ancient societies functioned and raises fascinating questions about the role of governance and community in shaping human history. Next, we'll uncover the significance of terracotta in their daily lives, exploring how this versatile material was used to create objects that reveal glimpses of their culture and traditions. Moving on to another fascinating aspect of the Indus Valley Civilization, we now explore their widespread use of terracotta, a material that offers a window into their daily lives and cultural practices. Terracotta, a type of baked clay, was one of the most versatile and abundant resources in the Indus Valley, used to create a variety of objects that ranged from practical tools to intricate figurines. Among the most notable terracotta artifacts are the numerous figurines discovered at various excavation sites. These small, sculpted pieces often depict humans and animals, providing clues about the people's beliefs, fashion, and even social roles. For instance, female figurines are frequently adorned with elaborate jewelry and hairstyles, suggesting that personal adornment held cultural significance. Similarly, animal figurines such as bulls and birds might have been linked to religious or symbolic practices. Terracotta was also used to craft toys, which reveal a playful and imaginative side of this ancient society. Miniature carts, spinning tops, and animal-shaped rattles have been found, indicating that children in the Indus Valley enjoyed toys much like those of today. These objects not only highlight the craftsmanship of the people, but also offer a glimpse into the lives of the youngest members of their community. Pottery made from terracotta was another essential element of daily life. The Indus people created a wide array of vessels, including storage jars, cooking pots, and drinking cups. Many of these items were decorated with intricate patterns, showcasing their artistic skills and attention to detail. The standardization of pottery shapes and sizes across different cities suggests a shared cultural identity and possibly even a system of mass production. What makes the use of terracotta particularly intriguing is what it reveals about the Indus Valley's values and priorities. Unlike other ancient civilizations that focused on monumental architecture or precious metals, the Indus people seem to find great significance in humble, everyday objects. This emphasis on practicality and accessibility raises questions about their cultural ethos and how they viewed the world around them. the mystery of terracotta lies not just in its abundance but in what it tells us about the people who used it. These artifacts provide a tangible connection to a civilization that left behind no written records, offering insights into their daily routines, artistic expressions, and social structures. As we examine these terracotta objects, we uncover a society that valued creativity, functionality, and perhaps even a sense of community in their material culture. Next, we'll delve into the evidence of trade between the Indus Valley and Mesopotamia, uncovering how these distant civilizations interacted and influenced each other. Turning our attention to another layer of the Indus Valley's intricate history, we uncover the fascinating evidence of trade between this ancient civilization and Mesopotamia, one of the oldest known societies of the ancient world. The Indus Valley and Mesopotamia, though separated by vast distances, shared a surprising connection that shaped their economies, cultures, and possibly even their daily lives. Archaeological findings have revealed a wealth of artifacts that point to a thriving trade network between these two regions. Among the most compelling pieces of evidence are the distinctive seals found in both Indus Valley and Mesopotamian sites. These seals, often made of steatite, feature intricate carvings of animals, symbols, and inscriptions. In Mesopotamia, Indus Valley seals have been discovered in ancient cities like Ur and Susa, suggesting that these objects were highly prized and possibly used as markers of identity or ownership in trade transactions. Another key indicator of trade is the presence of Indus Valley goods in Mesopotamian sites. Materials such as carnelian beads, ivory, and lapis lazuli, which were abundant in the Indus region, have been found in Mesopotamian tombs and temples. These luxurious items not only highlight the Indus Valley's rich natural resources, but also suggest that they were exporting high-quality goods to distant lands. In exchange, the Indus people likely received items such as silver, gold, and textiles from Mesopotamia, creating a mutually beneficial exchange system. But how did these two civilizations, separated by deserts, mountains, and rivers, manage to maintain such extensive trade networks? The mystery lies in the logistics of their interactions. Scholars believe that trade routes may have followed both overland paths and maritime routes along the Arabian Sea. Overland caravans could have traversed the rugged terrain of the Persian Gulf region, while ships may have carried goods along the coastlines, connecting the Indus Valley to Mesopotamian ports. The cultural exchange between these two civilizations adds another layer of intrigue. Mesopotamian texts refer to a place called Meluha, which many historians believe was their name for the Indus Valley. These texts describe Meluha as a land of exotic goods and skilled craftsmen, further emphasizing the importance of this trade relationship. Meanwhile, Indus Valley artifacts found in Mesopotamia suggest that the Indus people were not just traders but also cultural ambassadors, sharing their artistic and technological innovations with the ancient world. The trade between the Indus Valley and Mesopotamia raises profound questions about the reach and influence of this ancient civilization. How did they navigate such vast distances without modern technology? What role did trade play in shaping their society? And what can these exchanges tell us about the interconnectedness of the ancient world? As we piece together the evidence, we uncover a story of collaboration, innovation, and the enduring human spirit to connect across great divides. Shifting our focus to the daily life of the Indus Valley civilization, we now explore the fascinating evidence of animal domestication in this ancient society. Animals played a crucial role not just as a source of food, but as integral parts of their economy, culture, and daily routines. Among the most commonly domesticated animals were cattle, sheep, and dogs, each serving distinct purposes in this complex civilization. Archaeological findings reveal that cattle were among the most significant animals in the Indus Valley. These animals were likely used for their milk, meat, and even as draft animals to help with agricultural tasks such as plowing fields. The presence of carefully designed drainage systems in cities like Harappa and Mohenjo-Daro suggests that cattle were also used to transport goods and materials, highlighting their importance in both rural and urban life. Sheep were another vital part of the Indus Valley's domestic economy. Their wool was likely spun into textiles which were not only used locally but possibly traded with neighboring regions. The discovery of spindle whorls, tools used for spinning thread, supports the idea that wool production was a key industry. Additionally, sheep provided meat and skin, making them a versatile resource for the Indus people. Dogs, on the other hand, hold a special place in the Indus Valley's cultural landscape. Unlike cattle and sheep, dogs were primarily companions and possibly even guardians. Their presence is evident in terracotta figurines and seals, often depicted with collars, suggesting they were well cared for. Some scholars speculate that dogs may have had a symbolic or ritual significance, though this remains a mystery. The domestication of these animals raises intriguing questions about how the Indus people managed their livestock. Did they have specialized roles for each animal? How were they bred and cared for in such large, densely populated cities? The answers to these questions remain elusive, leaving us to piece together clues from the artifacts and remains left behind. What is clear, however, is that animals were more than just resources for the Indus Valley civilization. They were deeply woven into the fabric of their society, contributing to their economy, culture, and daily life. As we uncover more about their relationship with these creatures, we gain a deeper understanding of how the Indus people lived, worked, and thrived in their ancient world. Now, let's turn our attention to a curious aspect of the Indus Valley civilization: their continued use of stone tools, even as they adopted more advanced metal technologies. This blend of old and new raises intriguing questions about their craftsmanship, resource management, and cultural practices. While the Indus people were skilled in metallurgy, producing copper and bronze tools and ornaments, stone tools remained a significant part of their toolkit. Archaeological sites have unearthed a variety of stone implements, including blades, scrapers, and grinding stones. These tools were likely used for tasks like cutting, shaping, and preparing food, as well as for more specialized activities such as crafting other tools or working with stone itself. One possibility is that stone tools were simply more practical for certain tasks. For example, grinding stones were essential for processing grains, a staple of their diet. Stone tools were also durable and could be easily resharpened, making them ideal for repetitive or heavy-duty work. In contrast, metal tools, while more versatile, may have been less accessible or more labor-intensive to produce. Another theory suggests that the use of stone tools reflects a deep-rooted cultural tradition. The Indus people may have valued the reliability and familiarity of stone, passing down stone working techniques through generations. This could have been a way to preserve knowledge and maintain a connection to their ancestors, even as they embraced new technologies. The mystery deepens when we consider the coexistence of these two technologies. Did the Indus people see stone and metal tools as complementary, each suited to different purposes? Or was there a gradual transition from stone to metal that was never fully completed? The evidence points to a society that was both innovative and traditional, blending the old with the new in ways we are still trying to understand. As we explore this forgotten mystery, we are reminded that the Indus Valley civilization was a complex and multifaceted society. Their use of stone tools alongside metal ones offers a glimpse into their resourcefulness and adaptability, leaving us to wonder how they balanced innovation and tradition in their daily lives. Shifting our focus to a fascinating cultural mystery, we now explore the potential connection between the Indus Valley civilization and the Rig Veda, one of the oldest Hindu texts. This link has sparked intense debate among historians and archaeologists, as it raises questions about how much of the Indus culture may have influenced later traditions in the region. The Rig Veda, composed in ancient Sanskrit, is believed to date back to around 1500 BCE. It contains hymns, prayers, and rituals that form the foundation of Hinduism. Some scholars argue that the Indus Valley Civilization, which flourished centuries earlier, may have contributed to the cultural and religious practices described in the Rig Veda. Evidence for this connection includes similarities in symbols, rituals, and even certain deities. For example, the Pashupati Seal, depicting a figure surrounded by animals, has been compared to the later Hindu god Shiva, who is often associated with animals and nature. Additionally, the worship of goddesses and the use of fire in rituals, both evident in Indus sites, also appear prominently in the Rig Veda. These parallels suggest a possible cultural continuity, though the exact nature of this relationship remains unclear. On the other hand, some experts caution against drawing direct links between the two civilizations. They point out that the Indus script has yet to be deciphered, making it difficult to confirm whether their religious practices align with those described in the Rig Veda. Furthermore, the Indus Valley Civilization declined around 1900 BCE, leaving a significant time gap before the composition of the Rig Veda. This debate underscores the mystery of how much of the Indus Valley's culture survived and influenced later traditions. Were the hymns of the Rig Veda inspired by the spiritual practices of the Indus people? Or did the Rig Veda emerge independently, drawing from other sources? The answers to these questions could reshape our understanding of ancient South Asian history. As we delve into this forgotten mystery, we are reminded of the enduring legacy of the Indus Valley Civilization. Their cultural contributions, whether directly or indirectly, continue to echo through the ages, inviting us to explore the profound connections between the past and the present. Building on the cultural connections we've just explored, let's now turn our attention to a lesser-known yet equally intriguing aspect of the Indus Valley Civilization: their remarkable use of shells in artifacts. Shells were not just decorative elements but held significant cultural and economic value, offering insights into the trade networks and craftsmanship of this ancient society. Shells were meticulously crafted into jewelry, ornaments, and even tools, showcasing the skill and creativity of the Indus people. Among the most common artifacts are bangles, beads, and pendants made from conch shells, which were intricately carved and polished to create stunning pieces. These items were likely worn as symbols of status or used in rituals, reflecting the cultural importance of shells in their society. But where did these shells come from? This is where the mystery deepens. The Indus Valley is located far from the coast, yet archaeological evidence suggests that many of the shells used in their artifacts originated from the Arabian Sea and the Gulf of Kutch. This raises questions about how the Indus people sourced these materials. Did they have direct access to the coast, or did they rely on extensive trade networks to acquire shells? The presence of shell artifacts in inland cities like Harappa and Mohenjo-Daro suggests a sophisticated system of trade and transportation, but the exact mechanisms remain unknown. The cultural significance of shells in the Indus Valley is another puzzle. In many ancient cultures, shells were associated with fertility, protection, and spirituality. Were the shells used by the Indus people imbued with similar symbolic meanings? Some scholars believe that the use of conch shells in particular may have held religious or ritualistic importance, possibly linked to later Hindu practices where the conch is considered sacred. The use of shells also highlights the interconnectedness of the Indus Valley Civilization with other regions. Shells from distant coastal areas found their way into the hands of Indus artisans, indicating a thriving exchange of goods and ideas. This not only underscores their advanced trade networks, but also raises questions about the cultural exchanges that may have occurred between the Indus Valley and neighboring civilizations. As we unravel the mystery of the Indus Valley's use of shells, we gain a deeper appreciation for their ingenuity and the complexities of their society. These small yet significant artifacts remind us of the vast networks and cultural practices that shaped one of the world's earliest urban civilizations. Moving forward, let's delve into another fascinating mystery of the Indus Valley Civilization, their role in early medicine. The people of this ancient society were not only skilled in urban planning and trade, but also showed remarkable advancements in medical practices, some of which continue to baffle researchers today. Evidence from archaeological sites reveals that the Indus Valley people had a sophisticated understanding of health and healing. Among the most intriguing discoveries are traces of dental work, including drilled teeth. Researchers have found teeth with perfectly circular holes, suggesting that these ancient dentists used precise tools to treat dental issues. This raises questions about how they developed such techniques without the advanced tools we have today. Beyond dentistry, there are indications of surgical practices as well. Skeletal remains show signs of intentional fractures that were likely treated, possibly using splints or other medical devices. The presence of these practices suggests a level of medical knowledge that was far ahead of its time. How did they gain this expertise? Was it through trial and error, or did they have a systematic approach to studying the human body? Another aspect of their medical practices involves the use of herbs and natural remedies. While we don't have written records, the discovery of certain plant residues in pottery and tools hints at their use in treating ailments. This aligns with traditions found in later cultures across South Asia, where herbal medicine played a significant role. The mystery deepens when we consider the absence of dedicated medical facilities. Unlike other ancient civilizations, there's no clear evidence of hospitals or clinics in the Indus Valley. This raises the question of where and how these medical practices were carried out. Were they integrated into daily life, or were there specialized practitioners who traveled between cities? The Indus Valley's medical achievements highlight their ingenuity and resourcefulness. Their ability to address complex health issues without modern technology is a testament to their deep understanding of the human body and the natural world. As we uncover more about their medical practices, we gain a greater appreciation for the sophistication of this ancient civilization. With this glimpse into their early medicine, we begin to see how the Indus Valley Civilization laid the groundwork for many practices we recognize today. Next, we'll explore another layer of their legacy, uncovering more mysteries that continue to captivate historians and archaeologists alike. Turning our attention to another intriguing aspect of the Indus Valley Civilization, we explore their use of timber, a resource that played a vital role in shaping their built environment. The people of this ancient society were remarkably skilled in utilizing wood for construction, from crafting sturdy houses to building boats that likely facilitated trade and travel. Yet, the mystery lies in how they managed to source and preserve this material in a region where large forests were not always abundant. The Indus Valley cities, such as Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa, showcase the extensive use of timber in their architecture. Archaeological evidence suggests that wooden beams and planks were integral to constructing multi-story buildings, providing both strength and flexibility to withstand the test of time. This raises questions about where they obtained such large quantities of timber. Did they rely on local forests, or did they import wood from distant regions? The absence of extensive forested areas in the immediate vicinity of their cities adds another layer to this enigma. Equally fascinating is their use of timber in boat building. The Indus Valley's trade networks, which spanned vast distances, likely required the construction of durable vessels capable of navigating rivers and coastal waters. The discovery of terracotta models resembling boats hints at their maritime expertise. But how did they ensure the longevity of these wooden boats in a climate that could be harsh and unpredictable? The techniques they used to treat and preserve would remain a subject of speculation. Another layer of mystery surrounds the preservation of timber in their architecture. Without modern methods of waterproofing or pest control, How did they prevent wood from rotting or being damaged by insects? Some theories suggest the use of natural resins or oils, while others propose that they may have developed advanced methods of wood treatment that have since been lost to history. The Indus Valley's mastery of timber not only highlights their resourcefulness, but also underscores their deep understanding of materials and their environment. As we piece together the evidence, we gain a greater appreciation for the ingenuity of this ancient civilization. Their ability to harness and preserve timber for construction and transportation continues to inspire awe and curiosity, leaving us with yet another fascinating mystery to unravel. Next, we'll uncover another layer of the Indus Valley's legacy, delving into the intricacies of their trade networks and the secrets they hold. Now, let's journey into a fascinating speculation that bridges two of the ancient world's greatest civilizations, the connection between the Indus Valley and ancient Egypt. Could these two distant societies, separated by thousands of miles, have interacted in some way? The idea of trade or cultural exchange between them might seem improbable at first, but intriguing evidence suggests otherwise. One of the most compelling clues lies in the discovery of similar artifacts in both regions. For instance, carnelian beads, a prized material in the Indus Valley, have been found in Egyptian tombs. Similarly, seals and pottery styles from the Indus Valley bear striking resemblances to those unearthed in Egypt. Such similarities raise the possibility of long-distance trade networks that connected these civilizations, either directly or through intermediaries. But how did they manage to bridge such vast geographical divides without modern transportation? Theories suggest that maritime routes along the Arabian Sea and the Red Sea could have facilitated this interaction. The Indus Valley's expertise in boat building, as we've previously discussed, makes it plausible that they could have navigated these waters to reach distant lands. Meanwhile, the Egyptians were known for their seafaring capabilities, with evidence of trade expeditions to regions like Punt, likely located in the Horn of Africa. Could these two civilizations have crossed paths in their quest for resources and goods? Another intriguing angle is the potential exchange of ideas and cultural practices. For example, both civilizations displayed advanced urban planning, sophisticated water management systems, and a rich artistic tradition. While these could be coincidental developments, the parallels invite speculation about whether knowledge or inspiration traveled between them. Yet, the mystery deepens when we consider the lack of direct evidence. Unlike the clear trade links between the Indus Valley and Mesopotamia, the connection to Egypt remains more elusive. Were these interactions sporadic, or were they part of a more extensive network that has yet to be fully uncovered? The absence of written records from the Indus Valley adds to the challenge, leaving historians to piece together fragments of evidence. Exploring this potential connection not only highlights the ingenuity of these ancient societies, but also underscores the interconnectedness of the ancient world. The idea that two civilizations separated by vast distances might have shared goods, ideas, or even people is a testament to human curiosity and the drive to explore the unknown. As we continue to unravel these mysteries, we're reminded of the enduring legacy of the Indus Valley and its place in the tapestry of human history. Next, we'll turn our attention to another captivating aspect of this ancient civilization, examining how their use of fire shaped daily life and rituals. Now, let's shift our focus to a fundamental element of human life that has shaped civilizations for millennia: fire. In the Indus Valley, the use of fire played a crucial role in daily activities, rituals, and even their survival. Evidence of hearths, ovens, and kilns found at various sites reveals just how deeply fire was woven into their way of life. But what makes this discovery so intriguing is not just the presence of fire, but the mystery of how it was used and managed in such an advanced society. Fire in the Indus Valley served multiple purposes, from cooking food to crafting pottery and metalwork. The discovery of well-preserved hearths in homes suggests that fire was a central part of domestic life, providing warmth and a means to prepare meals. Meanwhile, ovens found in certain areas indicate the production of baked goods, possibly for both daily consumption and ceremonial occasions. The sophistication of these structures raises questions about how the Indus people controlled fire and minimized risks in their densely populated urban centers. Beyond its practical uses, fire likely held significant cultural and ritualistic importance. Some scholars speculate that fire was used in religious ceremonies, perhaps as a symbol of purification or as an offering to deities. The presence of fire altars at certain sites supports this theory, suggesting that fire was not just a tool but a sacred element in their spiritual practices. This dual role of fire, both practical and symbolic, hints at a deeper understanding of its power and significance in Indus society. Yet the mystery lies in the details. How did the Indus people maintain a steady supply of fuel in a region that was already densely populated and resource-intensive? Were there specialized roles for managing fire, or was it a communal responsibility? And what techniques did they use to control fire in ways that allowed them to thrive without causing widespread destruction? The answers to these questions remain elusive, but they invite us to imagine the Indus Valley as a place where fire was both a necessity and a source of wonder. The evidence we have paints a picture of a society that mastered the use of fire in ways that supported their daily lives, enriched their culture, and perhaps even connected them to the divine. As we continue to explore the mysteries of the Indus Valley, the role of fire serves as a powerful reminder of the ingenuity and resilience of this ancient civilization. Next, we'll uncover another layer of their ingenuity as we examine the Indus Valley's possible knowledge of astronomy and its impact on their urban planning. Turning our attention skyward, the Indus Valley Civilization's connection to astronomy opens up a fascinating dimension of their advanced knowledge. Among the ruins of their cities, researchers have uncovered intriguing alignments of buildings and structures that suggest a deliberate effort to track celestial events. Could these alignments point to an early understanding of astronomy, or do they hint at something even more profound? One of the most compelling pieces of evidence comes from the layout of certain structures in Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa. Some buildings appear to be oriented in ways that correspond to significant astronomical events, such as the rising and setting of the sun during solstices or equinoxes. This precision raises questions about whether the Indus people used these alignments for practical purposes, like marking seasons for agriculture, or for ceremonial reasons tied to their spiritual beliefs. Adding to the mystery, artifacts such as seals and pottery have been found with symbols that some scholars interpret as representations of celestial bodies or constellations. While these interpretations remain debated, they invite us to consider the possibility that the Indus Valley Civilization had a system for observing and recording the movements of stars and planets. If true, this would place them among the earliest societies to engage in such detailed astronomical study. The question then arises, how did they achieve this knowledge without the advanced tools we associate with astronomy today? Did they rely on simple observations, or did they develop more sophisticated methods that have yet to be fully understood? And what role did this astronomical knowledge play in their daily lives, from planning their cities to organizing their rituals? The answers remain shrouded in mystery, but the evidence suggests that the Indus Valley Civilization's connection to the cosmos was more than mere coincidence. Whether through the alignment of their buildings or the symbolism in their artifacts, they seem to have looked to the stars for guidance, inspiration, and perhaps even a deeper understanding of their place in the universe. As we explore this forgotten mystery, we're reminded of how the quest for knowledge has always been a fundamental part of human history. Next, we'll delve into the intricate artistry of the Indus Valley as we examine the production and significance of their beautifully crafted beads. Shifting our focus to the artistry of the Indus Valley, their use of beads reveals yet another layer of their creative and technical brilliance. These small, intricately crafted objects were more than just decorative items. They were symbols of status, tools of trade, and expressions of cultural identity. The beads, often made from materials like steatite, carnelian, and lapis lazuli, showcase the Indus people's mastery of craftsmanship and their ability to transform raw materials into objects of beauty. One of the most remarkable aspects of these beads is the level of detail in their production. Some beads were so finely crafted that they required microscopic precision, raising the question of how such small, delicate work was achieved with the tools available at the time. The process of drilling tiny holes through hard materials like carnelian, a feat that would challenge even modern artisans, remains a mystery. Did the Indus people possess specialized tools or techniques that have been lost to time, or was their skill simply unparalleled? Beyond their craftsmanship, beads played a significant role in the Indus Valley's extensive trade networks. Found in sites as far away as Mesopotamia and Central Asia, these beads were prized commodities exchanged for other valuable goods. This trade not only highlights the civilization's economic reach, but also suggests a shared appreciation for artistry across ancient cultures. The presence of Indus beads in distant lands underscores their cultural influence and the demand for their unique products. The designs of the beads themselves also hold clues to their significance. Patterns and motifs, often geometric or symbolic, may have conveyed meaning, whether as markers of identity, status, or even spiritual beliefs. The use of vibrant colors and intricate patterns suggests that these beads were not merely functional but also deeply meaningful, possibly playing a role in rituals or as personal adornments. As we marvel at these tiny yet extraordinary artifacts, we're left to ponder the skill and vision of the artisans who created them. How did they achieve such precision, and what inspired their designs? The beads of the Indus Valley are more than just relics. They are windows into a civilization that valued beauty, skill, and innovation, leaving behind a legacy that continues to captivate us today. Next, we'll uncover the connections between the Indus Valley and the rugged terrain of the Himalayas as we explore their potential trade routes to this majestic region. Turning our attention to the towering heights of the Himalayas, we uncover a fascinating aspect of the Indus Valley civilization's reach. Evidence suggests that this ancient society may have established trade routes stretching into this majestic mountain range, a feat that raises intriguing questions about their ingenuity and determination. The Himalayas, with their rugged terrain and extreme conditions, would have posed significant challenges for any civilization. Yet, the presence of Indus artifacts in this region hints at a connection that defies the odds. The question of how the Indus people navigated such formidable landscapes remains a tantalizing mystery. Did they develop specialized tools or techniques to traverse steep slopes and harsh weather? Perhaps they relied on the knowledge of local guides or established resting points along the way. The sheer difficulty of such journeys underscores the importance of the goods being traded, which may have included precious stones, metals, or other resources unavailable in the Indus Valley itself. One possibility is that these trade routes were part of a larger network, linking the Indus Valley to other cultures in Central Asia and beyond. The exchange of goods and ideas along these routes could have played a crucial role in shaping the civilization's development. For instance, the introduction of new materials or techniques from the Himalayan region might have influenced Indus craftsmanship and technology. The discovery of Indus seals and beads in high-altitude sites further supports the idea of these trade connections. These small but significant finds suggest that the Indus people were not only capable of reaching these remote areas, but also maintained consistent interactions with them. What motivated them to undertake such challenging journeys? Was it the allure of rare resources, the desire for cultural exchange, or perhaps something more symbolic? As we ponder these possibilities, we gain a deeper appreciation for the Indus Valley Civilization's resourcefulness and adaptability. The idea that they ventured into the Himalayas, one of the most inhospitable regions on Earth, to forge connections and expand their influence is a testament to their ambition and resilience. It's a reminder that even in the face of seemingly insurmountable obstacles, human ingenuity can find a way. Next, we'll delve into the role of early writing in the Indus Valley as we examine the enigmatic script that has puzzled scholars for decades. Shifting our focus from the rugged Himalayas, we now explore one of the most enduring puzzles of the Indus Valley Civilization, its enigmatic script. Known as the Indus script, these symbols, found on seals, pottery, and other artifacts, have captivated scholars for over a century. Yet, despite extensive research, the script remains undeciphered, leaving us to wonder what secrets it might hold. The Indus script consists of hundreds of distinct symbols, arranged in short sequences that suggest a form of writing. Some researchers argue that it represents an early writing system, possibly used for administrative, religious, or trade purposes. If true, this would place the Indus Valley Civilization among the earliest societies to develop written communication alongside the Sumerians and Egyptians. However, others contend that the symbols may not constitute a true writing system, but rather a form of proto-writing or symbolic notation. The mystery deepens when we consider the challenges of deciphering the script. Unlike other ancient writing systems, such as Egyptian hieroglyphs or Mesopotamian cuneiform, the Indus script lacks a bilingual text or Rosetta Stone equivalent, a key that could unlock its meaning. Additionally, the inscriptions are typically very short, often containing just a few symbols, which makes it difficult to identify patterns or grammatical structures. Without a longer text or a clear context, deciphering the script has proven to be an elusive goal. Another layer of complexity arises from the script's potential connection to spoken language. If the symbols represent a language, is it related to any known linguistic family? Some scholars have proposed ties to Dravidian or Indo-European languages, while others suggest it may represent a lost language entirely. Without more evidence, these theories remain speculative, adding to the script's aura of mystery. Despite these obstacles, researchers continue to employ innovative techniques to unravel the script's meaning. Advanced computational methods, statistical analysis, and comparisons with other ancient writing systems have all been used in the effort to decode it. Yet, the script resists easy interpretation, standing as a silent testament to the ingenuity and complexity of the Indus Valley Civilization. As we ponder the significance of this undeciphered script, we're reminded of the profound gaps in our understanding of this ancient society. What stories, records, or knowledge might these symbols contain? Until the day the script is decoded, it remains one of the greatest linguistic mysteries of human history. Next, we'll turn our attention to the Indus Valley's remarkable use of pottery, examining how this everyday material reveals surprising insights into their culture and craftsmanship. Moving from the enigmatic script of the Indus Valley, we now turn our attention to another fascinating aspect of their culture, their remarkable use of pottery. The pottery of the Indus Valley Civilization stands out for its exceptional craftsmanship, intricate designs, and widespread use in daily life. Found in abundance across sites like Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa, these ceramic artifacts offer us a glimpse into the everyday experiences and artistic expressions of this ancient society. The Indus people produced pottery in a variety of shapes and sizes, ranging from simple utilitarian vessels to elaborately decorated pieces. These objects served a wide range of purposes, from storing grains and water to cooking and serving food. Some pottery was even used in religious or ceremonial contexts, suggesting its significance beyond mere functionality. The sheer volume and diversity of pottery found at Indus sites highlight its central role in their daily routines. What makes Indus Valley pottery particularly intriguing is its high level of craftsmanship. The potters of this civilization employed advanced techniques, such as the use of potter's wheels, to create vessels with uniform shapes and precise thickness. They also mastered the art of firing pottery at controlled temperatures, resulting in durable and finely finished products. The attention to detail is evident in the intricate patterns and motifs that adorn many pieces, including geometric designs, animal figures, and floral patterns. These decorations not only added aesthetic value but may have also conveyed cultural or symbolic meanings. The mystery lies in how the Indus people achieved such a high standard of pottery production over 4,000 years ago. What tools and techniques did they use to create such consistent and finely crafted pieces? How did they manage to produce pottery on such a large scale, given the demands of their growing urban centers? While archaeological evidence provides some clues, the full extent of their knowledge and skills remains a subject of ongoing research. Another aspect of this mystery is the role of pottery in trade. Indus Valley pottery has been discovered in regions far beyond the civilization's core areas, including Mesopotamia and Central Asia. This suggests that pottery was not only a domestic necessity but also a valuable trade commodity. The quality and distinctiveness of their ceramics may have made them highly sought after in distant markets. Yet, the logistics of transporting such fragile items over long distances without modern technology remains a puzzle. As we examine these ancient artifacts, we're reminded of the ingenuity and creativity of the Indus Valley people. Their pottery not only met practical needs but also reflected their artistic sensibilities and cultural identity. It's a testament to their ability to blend form and function in ways that continue to captivate us today. Next, we'll delve into the Indus Valley's maritime activities and their connections to the Arabian Sea, uncovering yet another layer of this ancient civilization's remarkable achievements. Turning our gaze toward the waters, we now uncover the Indus Valley's fascinating connection to the Arabian Sea. This ancient civilization, known for its urban planning and trade networks, also demonstrated remarkable maritime skills. Evidence suggests that the Indus people were not just land-based traders but skilled seafarers who ventured across the Arabian Sea, establishing connections that spanned vast distances. Archaeological findings, such as the discovery of ancient docks at Lothal, provide compelling evidence of their maritime activities. Lothal, one of the southernmost cities of the Indus Valley, is believed to have been a thriving port. The remains of a carefully constructed dockyard, complete with channels and locks for managing tidal waters, indicate a sophisticated understanding of navigation and water management. This suggests that the Indus people were not only adept at building ships but also at managing the complexities of maritime trade. But how did they navigate the unpredictable waters of the Arabian Sea? Unlike modern vessels equipped with advanced technology, the ships of the Indus Valley would have relied on simpler tools and techniques. Some theories suggest they used celestial navigation, observing the stars to guide their journeys. Others propose that they followed coastal routes, using landmarks to stay on course. The lack of detailed records, however, leaves much of their maritime knowledge shrouded in mystery. The extent of their trade across the Arabian Sea is equally intriguing. Artifacts from the Indus Valley, such as pottery, beads, and seals, have been found in regions as far as Mesopotamia and the Persian Gulf. This points to a well-established network of sea routes that facilitated the exchange of goods, ideas, and culture. The Indus people likely exported textiles, timber, and precious stones, while importing metals, gemstones, and luxury items. The question remains, how did they transport these goods over such long distances without the advanced technology we have today? One possibility is that they built sturdy, seaworthy ships capable of withstanding the challenges of open waters. The discovery of terracotta models of ships at various Indus sites supports this idea. These models, often detailed with masts and oars, offer a glimpse into the design of their vessels. Yet, the exact construction methods and materials used remain unknown, adding another layer to this maritime mystery. As we piece together the evidence, it becomes clear that the Indus Valley's connection to the Arabian Sea was a crucial aspect of their civilization. Their maritime activities not only expanded their trade networks but also influenced their cultural and technological development. Next, we'll delve into the architectural achievements of the Indus Valley, exploring how they designed and constructed some of the most impressive structures of their time. Shifting our focus to the built environment, the architectural achievements of the Indus Valley Civilization stand as a testament to their ingenuity and vision. This ancient society, often celebrated for its urban planning, also created some of the most impressive structures of its time. From multi-story buildings to fortified walls, their architecture reveals a level of sophistication that continues to intrigue historians and archaeologists. One of the most striking features of Indus Valley architecture is the presence of multi-story buildings. Excavations at sites like Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa have uncovered the remains of homes and public structures that rose several stories high. These buildings were constructed using standardized bricks, which were uniform in size and shape, showcasing a remarkable level of precision. The use of brickwork allowed for durability and stability, enabling structures to withstand the test of time. But how did the Indus people achieve such uniformity in their construction materials without modern tools or technology? This remains one of the great mysteries of their architectural prowess. Another fascinating aspect of their architecture is the presence of fortifications. Many Indus cities were surrounded by massive walls built to protect against potential threats. These walls were not merely barriers, they were carefully designed, often incorporating features like bastions and gateways that served both defensive and practical purposes. The construction of these fortifications required advanced planning and engineering, yet the methods they used remain unclear. Were these walls built purely for defense, or did they also serve symbolic or social functions? The answers to these questions are still hidden in the ruins of their cities. The layout of Indus Valley cities further highlights their architectural sophistication. Streets were laid out in a grid pattern, intersecting at right angles, which facilitated movement and organization. This level of urban planning suggests a deep understanding of spatial design, but how they conceptualized and executed such layouts without the aid of maps or blueprints is another puzzle. The precision with which they aligned buildings and streets points to a systematic approach, yet the tools and techniques they used have not been fully uncovered. One of the most intriguing mysteries surrounding their architecture is the absence of grand temples or palaces, which are common in other ancient civilizations. Instead, the Indus people focused on creating functional, well-organized spaces that served the needs of their communities. This emphasis on utility over monumentality raises questions about their cultural values and priorities. What drove them to invest so heavily in infrastructure and housing, rather than in structures designed to display power or wealth? The answer may lie in their egalitarian approach to society, but this remains a topic of debate. As we explore the architectural legacy of the Indus Valley, it becomes clear that their achievements were not just about building structures, but about creating a harmonious and functional urban environment. Their ability to design and construct such advanced buildings without the technology we take for today is a testament to their skill and vision. Next, we'll turn our attention to the symbols and art of the Indus Valley, uncovering the meanings behind their intricate designs and patterns. Moving from the architectural wonders of the Indus Valley, let's now explore the fascinating world of their art, particularly the symbols that adorned their pottery, seals, and other artifacts. The Indus Valley Civilization left behind a rich artistic legacy, filled with intricate designs and patterns that continue to captivate researchers. But what do these symbols mean, and how were they used in their culture? This is one of the enduring mysteries of this ancient society. Among the most prominent features of Indus Valley art are the recurring symbols found on their seals. These seals, often made of steatite, are small, square objects carved with images of animals, humans, and geometric patterns, accompanied by inscriptions in the still undeciphered Indus script. The symbols on these seals are thought to have held significant meaning, possibly representing names, titles, or even religious concepts. Yet, without a key to decipher the script, their exact purpose remains unknown. Were they used for administrative purposes, as markers of ownership, or as tokens in trade? The ambiguity surrounding their use keeps historians intrigued. Beyond the seals, symbols appear in other forms of Indus art, such as pottery and jewelry. Geometric patterns like spirals, circles, and intersecting lines are common motifs, often arranged in precise, symmetrical designs. These patterns may have held symbolic significance, perhaps reflecting cosmological beliefs or serving as protective talismans. For example, the repeated use of the swastika, a symbol found in many ancient cultures, might have represented concepts like eternity or the cycle of life. However, without written records or clear cultural context, the true meanings of these symbols remain speculative. One of the most debated aspects of Indus Valley symbols is their potential connection to later cultures in South Asia. Some researchers suggest that certain motifs, like the pipal leaf or the figure seated in a meditative pose, might have influenced early Hindu iconography. If true, this would mean that the Indus Valley played a foundational role in shaping the religious and artistic traditions of the region. Yet, the lack of direct evidence makes it difficult to draw definitive conclusions. How did these symbols transition across time and cultures, if at all? This is a question that continues to puzzle scholars. The use of symbols in Indus Valley art also raises questions about their social and cultural practices. Were these symbols purely decorative, or did they serve a functional role in their society? For instance, some symbols might have been used in rituals or as markers of identity, indicating social status or group affiliation. The uniformity of certain patterns across different sites suggests a shared cultural language, but what this language conveyed is still a mystery. Did these symbols communicate ideas, beliefs, or instructions? The answers may lie buried in the ruins of their cities. As we delve into the artistic legacy of the Indus Valley, it's clear that their symbols are more than just decorative elements. They are windows into a world of meaning and purpose that we are still striving to understand. Next, we'll uncover the connections between the Indus Valley and Central Asia, exploring how this ancient civilization interacted with distant regions and cultures. Shifting our focus to the broader horizons of the Indus Valley civilization, let's examine the intriguing connections it may have had with Central Asia. Evidence suggests that this ancient society was not isolated but part of a vast network of interactions that spanned across regions. The discovery of artifacts such as lapis lazuli, a blue stone native to modern-day Afghanistan, in Indus Valley sites points to possible trade routes extending into Central Asia. But how did these exchanges take place over such vast and challenging distances? This remains one of the fascinating mysteries of this civilization. The Indus Valley's trade with Central Asia likely involved well-established routes that passed through mountain passes and deserts. These routes would have required careful planning and organization, as travelers had to navigate harsh terrains and unpredictable weather. The presence of standardized weights and measures in Indus cities suggests a sophisticated system for managing trade, ensuring fairness and consistency in exchanges. Yet, the absence of written records makes it difficult to trace the exact mechanisms of these long-distance connections. Were there intermediaries, or did Indus traders venture directly into Central Asia? The answers are still elusive. Beyond trade, there is also the possibility of cultural exchanges between the Indus Valley and Central Asia. Similarities in pottery styles and motifs, such as geometric patterns and animal depictions, hint at shared artistic traditions. Some researchers propose that ideas, beliefs, and technologies might have flowed along these trade routes, influencing both regions. For instance, the use of bronze, a material common in both areas, could indicate technological exchange. However, without conclusive evidence, these theories remain speculative. How deeply were these cultures intertwined, and what impact did they have on each other? These questions continue to intrigue scholars. One of the most compelling aspects of this connection is the mystery of how the Indus Valley maintained such long-distance relationships without a centralized authority. Unlike other ancient civilizations that relied on empires or powerful rulers to oversee trade, the Indus Valley appears to have operated more collectively. Their cities show little evidence of monumental palaces or temples, suggesting a different approach to governance. This raises the question of whether their trade networks were managed through cooperative alliances or decentralized systems, a unique feature that sets them apart from their contemporaries. As we explore the Indus Valley's ties to Central Asia, it's clear that these connections were not just about trade, but also about the exchange of ideas, culture, and technology. The enduring mystery lies in understanding the mechanisms that facilitated these interactions and the extent of their influence on both regions. Next, we'll delve into the Indus Valley's advancements in metallurgy, uncovering how their innovations in metalworking shaped their society and legacy. Turning our attention to the remarkable innovations of the Indus Valley, let's explore their groundbreaking role in early metallurgy. This civilization was a pioneer in working with metals, producing tools and artifacts that were not only functional but also remarkably advanced for their time. Their mastery of bronze and copper was a cornerstone of their technological achievements, yet the methods they used to develop these techniques remain shrouded in mystery. The Indus Valley's ability to produce bronze, an alloy of copper and tin, was a significant leap forward. Bronze was stronger and more durable than pure copper, making it ideal for crafting tools, weapons, and ornaments. But where did they source the tin, a relatively rare material required for this process? Some theories suggest that tin may have been imported from distant regions, possibly Afghanistan or even Central Asia, through their extensive trade networks. Others propose that they may have used local sources, though evidence for this is scarce. The question of how they acquired and mastered the knowledge to create bronze remains unanswered. Equally impressive was their work with copper, which they used to create a wide range of items, from everyday tools to intricate jewelry. Excavations have uncovered copper axes, chisels, and needles, showcasing their skill in shaping this versatile metal. The mystery lies in the techniques they employed for smelting and refining copper. Despite the lack of detailed records, their tools display a high level of craftsmanship, indicating a deep understanding of metallurgical processes. How did they achieve such precision without modern technology? This enigma continues to puzzle researchers. Another intriguing aspect of their metallurgical expertise is the uniformity of their metal products. Artifacts found across various Indus sites show consistent quality and design, suggesting a standardized approach to production. This level of organization implies a sophisticated system of knowledge sharing and coordination among craftsmen. Yet, with no written records to explain how this system operated, we can only speculate about the mechanisms behind their collective mastery of metallurgy. The Indus Valley's advancements in metallurgy not only transformed their own society but also influenced neighboring regions. Their techniques and products likely spread through trade and cultural exchange, leaving a lasting legacy. However, the full extent of their contributions and the secrets behind their innovations remain one of the many unsolved mysteries of this ancient civilization. Moving forward, we'll uncover how their use of standardized weights and measures played a crucial role in their daily life and trade networks. Shifting gears, let's delve into another fascinating aspect of the Indus Valley Civilization: their use of standardized weights and measures. This innovation was a cornerstone of their economic and trade systems, showcasing their remarkable organizational skills. Across numerous archaeological sites, researchers have uncovered stone weights that display an astonishing level of consistency. These weights were carefully crafted, often in perfect multiples, suggesting a highly systematic approach to measurement. But how did they achieve such precision, especially in an era without the advanced tools we have today? The uniformity of these weights is particularly striking. Whether in Mohenjo-Daro or Harappa, the same standard appears to have been used, indicating a centralized system of regulation. This consistency would have been essential for fair trade, both within the civilization and with distant partners like Mesopotamia. The Indus people likely relied on these standardized measures to ensure transparency and trust in their economic transactions. Yet, the mystery lies in how they maintained this uniformity across such a vast and widespread civilization. Did they have a central authority overseeing production, or was this knowledge passed down through generations of skilled craftsmen? Adding to the intrigue is the fact that these weights were not just functional but also meticulously designed. Many were made from carefully selected stones, shaped into precise cubes and other geometric forms. The level of craftsmanship suggests that these objects held more than just practical value. They may have also symbolized the civilization's commitment to order and fairness. But without written records explaining their methods or the principles behind their system, we're left to piece together clues from the artifacts themselves. The Indus Valley's use of standardized weights and measures reflects a society that valued precision and efficiency. It's a testament to their advanced understanding of mathematics and their ability to create systems that supported large-scale trade and commerce. Yet, the secrets behind their methods remain hidden, leaving us to wonder how they achieved such a high degree of consistency and sophistication. Next, we'll explore the Indus Valley's connection to the Ganges River and the mystery of how far their influence truly extended. Turning our attention eastward, we now explore the intriguing possibility that the Indus Valley Civilization's reach extended far beyond the Indus River basin, all the way to the Ganges River. This theory challenges the traditional view that the civilization was confined to the northwestern regions of South Asia, suggesting instead a broader cultural and geographic footprint. Evidence for this connection comes from archaeological findings that show similarities in artifacts, pottery styles, and urban planning techniques between sites in the Indus Valley and those further east. Could these similarities indicate that the Indus people were not just confined to their river valley, but had trade, cultural, or even migratory links to the Ganges region? One of the most compelling pieces of evidence is the discovery of Indus-style seals and pottery fragments at sites along the Ganges. These artifacts suggest that the Indus people may have interacted with or influenced the communities living along this mighty river. The Ganges, like the Indus, was a lifeline for ancient societies, providing water, fertile land, and a means of transportation. It's plausible that the Indus Valley Civilization, known for its extensive trade networks, ventured eastward to establish connections with these regions. But the question remains, how deep was their influence, and did they settle in the Ganges basin or simply trade with its inhabitants? Another angle to consider is the timing of this potential connection. The Indus Valley Civilization flourished between 2600 and 1900 BCE, a period that overlaps with the early stages of settlement along the Ganges. Could the Indus people have played a role in shaping the early urbanization of this area? Some scholars argue that the advanced urban planning and water management techniques seen in the Indus Valley may have inspired the development of cities along the Ganges. However, without clear written records or definitive archaeological evidence, this remains a tantalizing mystery. The theory of an Indus-Ganges connection also raises questions about the movement of people and ideas in ancient times. If the Indus people did reach the Ganges, how did they navigate the vast distances between these two river systems? Did they travel overland, or did they use river routes to establish their presence? and what impact, if any, did this have on the cultural and technological development of the Ganges region? These questions highlight the complexity of tracing the influence of ancient civilizations and the challenges of interpreting fragmentary evidence. As we ponder the Indus Valley's connection to the Ganges, we're reminded of how much remains unknown about this remarkable civilization. Their ability to create sophisticated systems of trade, urban planning, and culture suggests a society that was far more interconnected than we might have imagined. The mystery of their reach into the Ganges basin offers a glimpse into the dynamic and fluid nature of ancient societies, leaving us eager to uncover more about their legacy. Next, we'll delve into the Indus Valley's role as a hub of early trade and the fascinating mystery of how they managed such extensive networks without a written language. Now, let's shift our focus to the Indus Valley civilization's remarkable role as a hub of early trade, a mystery that continues to fascinate historians and archaeologists alike. This ancient society, flourishing over 4,000 years ago, developed one of the most extensive trade networks of its time, connecting regions as far apart as Mesopotamia, Central Asia, and even the Persian Gulf. But here's the intriguing part: they accomplished all of this without a written language as we understand it today. So, how did they manage such complex trade interactions? The Indus Valley people were masterful traders, exchanging goods like cotton, beads, pottery, and precious stones across vast distances. Evidence of their trade activities has been found in the form of seals, weights, and standardized measures, which suggest a highly organized system of commerce. These seals, often featuring intricate carvings of animals and symbols, may have served as markers of ownership or trade agreements, acting as a visual language in place of written records. Yet, the exact purpose of these seals remains a puzzle, leaving us to wonder how they communicated the details of their transactions. Another fascinating aspect is the consistency in trade goods. Indus Valley artifacts such as beads and pottery have been discovered in far-off regions, often matching the style and quality of items found in their cities. This uniformity hints at a well-coordinated production and distribution network, but without written records, we can only speculate about how they maintained such precision. Did they rely on oral agreements, shared cultural practices, or perhaps even intermediaries who facilitated trade? The mystery deepens when we consider the logistics of their trade routes. The Indus Valley civilization lacked the wheeled vehicles and advanced maritime technology of later societies, yet they managed to transport goods over land and sea with remarkable efficiency. Did they use river systems to their advantage, or did they establish overland routes through challenging terrain? The absence of written records means we must piece together these clues from archaeological findings, leaving much to our imagination. What's clear is that the Indus Valley's trade networks were a cornerstone of their society, enabling them to exchange not just goods but also ideas and technologies with distant cultures. Their ability to thrive as a trade hub without a written language underscores the sophistication of their organizational skills and the power of non-verbal communication. As we unravel this mystery, we gain a deeper appreciation for this ancient civilization's ingenuity and their lasting impact on the development of early trade systems. Next, we'll explore another captivating mystery: the use of ivory in Indus Valley artifacts and what it reveals about their sourcing and craftsmanship. Moving forward, another intriguing aspect of the Indus Valley civilization lies in their use of ivory, a material that offers a glimpse into their craftsmanship and trade connections. Ivory artifacts ranging from intricate carvings to ornamental pieces have been discovered at various Indus sites, showcasing the skill and artistry of these ancient people. But where did this ivory come from, and how did they acquire and work with such a delicate material? The sourcing of ivory presents its own mystery. While elephants were native to the Indian subcontinent, the Indus Valley region itself was not a primary habitat for these animals. This suggests that the ivory was likely obtained through trade, possibly from regions where elephants were more abundant. But securing such a resource would have required well-established trade networks, raising questions about how the Indus people negotiated these exchanges without written records. The craftsmanship involved in working with ivory is equally fascinating. Artisans of the Indus Valley demonstrated remarkable precision, creating detailed figurines, combs, and even gaming pieces. The process of carving ivory requires specialized tools and techniques, yet there is little evidence of the tools they used. Did they develop unique methods for shaping and polishing ivory, or did they borrow techniques from neighboring cultures? The absence of detailed records leaves these questions unanswered, adding to the enigma of their artistic practices. Beyond its practical use, ivory held cultural significance in the Indus Valley. It was often used to create objects of beauty and status, suggesting that it was valued not just for its utility, but also as a symbol of wealth and prestige. The presence of ivory in burial sites further hints at its role in their rituals and beliefs, though the exact meaning behind these artifacts remains unclear. As we explore the use of ivory in the Indus Valley, we uncover a story of trade, artistry, and cultural expression that speaks volumes about this ancient society. The mystery of how they sourced and worked with this material reveals yet another layer of their ingenuity and adaptability, leaving us in awe of their achievements. Next, we'll delve into the connections between the Indus Valley Civilization and the Deccan Plateau, uncovering the secrets of their trade routes and cultural exchanges. Shifting our focus to the southern reaches of ancient India, we now turn to the intriguing connection between the Indus Valley Civilization and the Deccan Plateau. This vast region, known for its rugged terrain and rich resources, may have played a significant role in the trade networks of the Indus people. But how did this ancient civilization, centered in the fertile plains of the Indus River, establish and maintain such connections with a distant and challenging landscape? The Deccan Plateau, with its abundance of minerals and natural resources, would have been a valuable partner for the Indus Valley. Evidence suggests that materials like gold, semi-precious stones, and other raw materials found in the Deccan may have been traded with the Indus cities. However, the distance between these regions poses a significant mystery. Traveling across such varied and difficult terrain would have required advanced logistical planning and cooperation, yet there is no clear evidence of the infrastructure or methods used to facilitate these journeys. One theory is that the Indus people relied on a network of intermediaries, passing goods through a chain of smaller settlements and communities. This could explain how resources from the Deccan Plateau made their way to the Indus Valley without requiring direct travel. However, the lack of detailed records or inscriptions leaves much of this process to speculation. Did the Indus traders navigate these routes themselves, or did they depend on local networks to bridge the gap? Another fascinating aspect is the potential cultural exchange between these two regions. The Deccan Plateau was home to its own distinct cultures, and interactions with the Indus Valley may have influenced art, technology, and social practices on both sides. Artifacts found in the Deccan, such as pottery and tools, sometimes bear similarities to those of the Indus civilization, hinting at a shared history or exchange of ideas. But the extent and nature of this cultural connection remain unclear, adding another layer of mystery to their relationship. As we explore this connection, we uncover a story of resourcefulness and adaptability that defined the Indus Valley civilization. Their ability to navigate challenging terrains and forge distant trade routes speaks to their ingenuity and ambition. The mystery of how they achieved this continues to captivate historians, offering a glimpse into the complexities of their world. Next, we'll delve into the remarkable craftsmanship of the Indus Valley civilization, examining how their skill in creating pottery, jewelry, and textiles reflected their culture and daily life. Now, let's turn our attention to the remarkable craftsmanship of the Indus Valley civilization, a testament to their ingenuity and artistry. Their skill in creating pottery, jewelry, and textiles not only served practical purposes, but also reflected the richness of their culture and daily life. The pottery of the Indus Valley is particularly striking, characterized by its fine quality and intricate designs. From everyday utensils to ceremonial vessels, their pottery showcases a remarkable level of precision and creativity. The use of wheel-made pottery, combined with detailed geometric patterns and motifs, suggests a deep understanding of both form and function. But how did they achieve such consistency and sophistication in their craft? The answer remains elusive, as the techniques and tools they used have yet to be fully uncovered. Equally impressive is their jewelry, crafted from materials like gold, silver, and semi-precious stones. Beads, necklaces, and bangles found at various sites reveal an advanced knowledge of metallurgy and lapidary arts. The intricate designs and precise craftsmanship indicate a society that valued beauty and status, with jewelry likely playing a significant role in social and religious context. Yet, the mystery lies in how they sourced and worked with these materials, especially given the limited evidence of mining or processing sites. Their textiles, though less preserved, also point to a high level of skill. Evidence of spinning and weaving tools, along with depictions of clothing on figurines, suggests that the Indus people produced fabrics of fine quality. The use of natural dyes, such as indigo and madder, further highlights their expertise in creating vibrant and durable textiles. However, the lack of surviving fabric samples leaves many questions about their techniques and styles unanswered. What makes their craftsmanship even more intriguing is the apparent standardization across their cities. Similar designs and techniques can be found in artifacts from Harappa to Mohenjo-Daro, suggesting a shared knowledge or training system. This uniformity points to a well-organized society with a strong emphasis on skilled labor. But how did they train their artisans, and what role did craftsmanship play in their economy and culture? The Indus Valley's mastery of pottery, jewelry, and textiles offers a glimpse into a society that valued both practicality and artistry. Their ability to produce such high-quality goods with limited technology remains a mystery, reflecting the depth of their ingenuity and resourcefulness. As we continue to uncover their secrets, we gain a deeper appreciation for the complexity and sophistication of this ancient civilization. Next, we'll explore the vibrant world of Indus Valley textiles, diving into the mysteries of their production and the cultural significance of their designs. The vibrant colors of the Indus Valley's textiles and pottery offer yet another fascinating glimpse into their advanced craftsmanship. Moving into the realm of dyes, we uncover a world where natural resources were skillfully transformed into stunning hues that adorned their creations. Evidence suggests that the Indus people used plants like indigo and madder to produce rich blues, reds, and yellows, showcasing their deep understanding of botanical resources and dyeing techniques. The mystery lies in how they achieved such consistency and vibrancy in their colors, especially given the limited tools and technology of their time. Equally intriguing is the process of how these dyes were applied. Did they use a specific method to ensure the colors adhered to fabrics and pottery without fading? The absence of detailed records or surviving dyeing equipment leaves much of this process shrouded in uncertainty. Some theories suggest they may have used mordant substances that fixed dyes to materials, but there is little concrete evidence to support this. Another layer of mystery surrounds the sourcing of these dye materials. While some plants like madder could have been locally available, others, such as indigo, may have been imported through their extensive trade networks. This raises questions about how they identified and acquired these resources, demonstrating their resourcefulness and adaptability. The use of dyes also likely held cultural or symbolic significance. Certain colors may have been reserved for specific occasions, social classes, or religious ceremonies, adding depth to their artistic expression. However, without written records or explicit depictions, the true meaning behind these colors remains a puzzle. The Indus Valley's mastery of natural dyes not only highlights their technical expertise, but also reflects a society that valued beauty and self-expression. As we delve deeper into this aspect of their culture, we are reminded of the many layers of ingenuity that define this ancient civilization. The secrets of their dyeing techniques continue to elude us, offering a vivid reminder of how much there is still to learn about their remarkable legacy. Turning our attention to the vast waters of the Persian Gulf, we uncover a compelling chapter in the Indus Valley Civilization story. Archaeological findings suggest that this ancient society had established connections with regions far beyond its borders, including the Persian Gulf. Artifacts such as pottery, seals, and beads found in both the Indus Valley and Gulf regions hint at a thriving exchange of goods and ideas. But how did these interactions take place, and what drove the Indus people to venture so far from their homeland? One key piece of evidence lies in the discovery of Indus-style pottery in sites along the Gulf Coast. These artifacts, often identical to those found in Harappa and Mohenjo-Daro, suggest that the Indus Valley may have exported its wares to these distant lands. Similarly, items like Gulf pearls and shells have been unearthed in Indus cities, pointing to a two-way trade relationship. The mystery lies in how these goods traveled across such vast distances. Did the Indus people rely on caravans over land, or did they master the art of seafaring, navigating the Arabian Sea to reach the Gulf? The absence of detailed records or maritime artifacts complicates the picture. While some scholars argue that the Indus people used boats or rafts to sail along the coast, others believe trade may have been facilitated through intermediaries, such as merchants from neighboring regions. The lack of concrete evidence leaves much of this process open to speculation, making it one of the enduring mysteries of their trade networks. Beyond goods, the exchange of cultural ideas adds another layer of intrigue. Symbols and motifs found on Indus seals appear to have influenced art and design in the Gulf, suggesting a deeper cultural connection. Did these interactions lead to shared practices or beliefs? Or were they purely economic in nature? The answers remain elusive, leaving us to ponder the true extent of these ancient exchanges. What is clear, however, is the Indus Valley's remarkable ability to forge connections across vast distances, a testament to their ingenuity and adaptability. As we explore these links to the Persian Gulf, we are reminded of how interconnected the ancient world truly was, and how much of this story is still waiting to be uncovered. Moving from the bustling trade networks to the heart of their society, we now delve into the enigmatic system of governance that guided the Indus Valley Civilization. Unlike many other ancient cultures, the Indus people left behind no grand palaces, towering monuments, or elaborate royal tombs. This absence raises a compelling question: how was such a vast and well-organized civilization governed? Evidence suggests that the Indus Valley may have been a remarkably egalitarian society. The uniformity in city planning, grid-like streets, standardized brick sizes, and advanced drainage systems hints at a centralized authority capable of coordinating large-scale projects. Yet, the lack of obvious symbols of power, such as statues of kings or inscriptions glorifying rulers, challenges our understanding of their leadership. Some scholars propose that governance in the Indus Valley was more collective in nature, possibly led by councils or assemblies rather than a single ruler. The presence of public spaces like the Great Bath of Mohenjo-Daro supports the idea that decision-making involved communal participation. Others speculate that religious or merchant elites may have held sway, using their influence to maintain order and manage resources. Another intriguing aspect is the use of seals, often depicting animals and symbols. While their primary purpose remains debated, some researchers suggest these seals could have been used to mark goods or administrative documents, indicating a form of bureaucratic governance. However, without a deciphered script, this theory remains speculative. the mystery deepens when we consider how such a complex society maintained stability without the trappings of monarchy or overt displays of power. Was their governance built on shared values, mutual cooperation, or perhaps a unique blend of traditions we have yet to understand? As we explore the role of governance in the Indus Valley Civilization, we are reminded that leadership can take many forms. Their ability to create thriving cities without the conventional markers of authority stands as a testament to their ingenuity and offers a fascinating glimpse into the diversity of ancient political systems. Now, as we shift our focus to the present, we uncover the enduring legacy of the Indus Valley Civilization and its profound influence on modern India. The echoes of this ancient society can be seen in various aspects of contemporary culture, language, and archaeological endeavors, yet the extent of their survival remains a captivating mystery. One of the most striking connections lies in the cultural practices that persist today. Elements such as the reverence for water bodies, seen in modern rituals and festivals, may trace their origins back to the Indus Valley's advanced water management systems. Similarly, the use of terracotta in art and pottery, still prevalent in rural India, reflects a craftsmanship that has endured for millennia. Linguistic studies also suggest intriguing links. Some scholars propose that the symbols and motifs found on Indus Valley seals may have influenced early forms of writing in the region, laying the groundwork for scripts like Brahmi. While the Indus script remains undeciphered, its potential impact on later languages adds another layer to their cultural legacy. Archaeological research continues to shed light on this ancient civilization, with discoveries revealing their sophisticated urban planning and craftsmanship. Modern India takes pride in this heritage, with sites like Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa serving as reminders of a once thriving society. Efforts to preserve these sites highlight the importance of understanding and celebrating this shared history. Yet, the mystery of how much of their culture has truly survived remains unresolved. Were certain traditions directly passed down through generations, or were they rediscovered and reinterpreted over time? The absence of a deciphered script and limited records make it challenging to draw definitive conclusions. The Indus Valley Civilization's legacy is a testament to the resilience of cultural memory. It invites us to ponder how the innovations and values of an ancient society continue to shape the modern world. As we reflect on their contributions, we are reminded that the past is never truly lost. It lives on in the stories, practices, and discoveries that connect us to our roots. As we bring our journey through the 50 forgotten mysteries of the Indus Valley Civilization to a close, it's clear that this ancient society continues to captivate and intrigue us. From the advanced urban planning of Harappa to the undeciphered script that holds secrets of their language, each mystery offers a glimpse into a civilization that was far ahead of its time. The Great Bath of Mohenjo-Daro, the enigmatic Pashupati Seal, and their sophisticated trade networks all remind us of how much we still have to learn about these ancient people. These mysteries challenge us to rethink what we know about early human societies. How did they achieve such remarkable feats of engineering and organization without the tools and technologies we take for granted today? What led to their sudden decline, and how much of their culture has truly survived in the traditions of modern India? These questions continue to fuel the work of historians, archaeologists, and enthusiasts alike. As we reflect on these enigmas, we're reminded that the past is not just a series of events, it's a living, breathing part of who we are today. The Indus Valley Civilization's legacy invites us to explore, question, and connect with a world that existed thousands of years ago. So, what are your thoughts on these mysteries? Do you have theories about their script, their disappearance, or their influence on later cultures? Share your ideas in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspectives. If you've enjoyed unraveling these ancient secrets with us, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into the fascinating mysteries of history. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an update, and join us as we continue to uncover the stories that shaped our world. The past is full of surprises, and we can't wait to explore them with you. Until next time, keep questioning, keep discovering, and keep the spirit of curiosity alive.